should defend this country when it's right, and stand up against the wrongs that occur.
Thank you. I'm out of time. I yield back. Thanks all the witnesses for being here today.
Thank you, sir. We're going to go out of order because Ms. Sheila Jackson Lee is going to be Speaker Pro Tem. She has to get to the floor. Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, let me thank you and the ranking member for the courage to hold this hearing and to present a forum in the United States House of Representatives for these humble souls. Let me quote William Faulkner, because he does not look like me, and Mr. Counselor, he doesn't look like you, and he said, "The past is never dead. It's not even the past." And so to my friends that are here who have given an alternative history, that past never ends. That past is redlining that did not allow investment in black communities. That past is, as the outstanding members of this holy and iconic group, Mr. Hugh Van Ellis, Miss Viola Fletcher, Mother Fletcher, Miss Randall, has said they lived the past. They were not able to get the GI Bill. Miss Randall remained a domestic. She didn't finish beyond the 4th grade. That is the existing and continuing disparities. Let me, for those who may never have seen the vibrance of Greenwood and Tulsa and these young women with their cowboy hats on, living the dream, if you will, way back in 1921. That was Tulsa. That was the economy of this nation embedded in that. And I would just simply say to my good friend who did not read the resolution that we're so proud to have passed, honoring the 100 years, it says, by calling upon all Americans to celebrate the ethnic, racial, and religious diversity that has made the United States the leader of the community of nations and the beacon of hope and inspiration to oppressed people everywhere. That's in HRES 398. That's Tulsa. But let me tell you what else is Tulsa. If you can't make it out, this is a Negro's body with smoke coming out of it, as occurred in 1921, when 300 were thrown in a mass grave, unnamed to this day, and as well held in detention. I'm so glad that our friends in the Japanese American community are in fact supporting H.R. 40. Let me show you that they actually had thriving businesses. That's Greenwood going up in smoke because of an incident in an elevator that has never been able to be defended or accurate. So let me give these questions quickly in the short time that I have for you to be reminded of this. Let me get to Counselor and Ms. Clutcher. Counselor, my time is brief. Emphasize again, which most Americans would understand. The banks had my money, had their money. I remember those little books. We grew up on those little books. You go to the bank, you put the money in, and they mark in your little book that you had money. Tell me 2 things. You have not been able to get the money out of the bank, and the insurance companies, of which all of us are told to get flood insurance, to get home insurance, that you were not able to get. That's your questions. My time is 1:54. Ms. Clutcher, I've never heard you condemn law enforcement. I have heard you say in the name of your deceased mom and your family and the children of your brother that he was killed in cold blood with his hands up. I want you to respond to that as to what we need to do legislatively to be able to address this injustice. Mr. Counselor.
First of all, Representative Lee, thank you for your leadership on H.R. 40 and in our community. Yes, Dr. Olivia Hooker, who was the first African-American female in the Coast Guard from Tulsa, she talked about this before she passed, and many other survivors. They couldn't get their money out of the banks because the bank said, well, hey, where's your bank book? They said it burnt up. It said, too bad. And so we're trying to have a discussion with these banks to say, let's do a forensic audit and let's go in there and find out what money may still be available to these descendants. And secondly, yes, again, the insurance companies, these black people in Tulsa were very sophisticated. They were business-minded. They were savvy. They had policies, insurance policies, and to this day, no policy actually paid anything that was a fair market value and is still owed as we speak.
Thank you. Ms. Clutcher, if you would.
Yes, ma'am. I back police officers. My uncle is a police officer. My father served this country. He was a Vietnam veteran, and so I've never bashed the police, but there is an oath that our law enforcement in this country that they swear to, and I believe in that oath because it simply says, and you all should read it, we are here to protect and serve. My issue is that there are police officers in this country that act antithetical to that oath that they swear to. And so what we're trying to do and what we need for Congress to do is act and pass not a dumped down or a watered down or a half-baked bill, but we need it to, we need to end the doctrine of qualified immunity. That doctrine has hurt my family. There's been a civil lawsuit sitting on a judge's desk since 2017. We've had no closure. My mom went to her grave not seeing justice for her son. And so there are policies in place that allow police officers to get away with legal murder, and we need to make sure that we pass that.
Thank you. My time has run out. I just want to put into the record this statement from the Tulsa Race Massacre that indicated in 2001 damages were up to $100 million. Today in 2021, it may be $200 million. And my commitment to you is to find justice and relief and to demand that the mayor of the city of Tulsa give you the resources to those descendants, not for his pocket, not for the city of Tulsa, but to be able to get those raised monies. Mr. Mayor, hear me now. In the rightful hands of those descendants that are here today and those descendants of those who have died. It is now, the time is now. I yield back, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your courtesy.
Thank you.